just me today, just me on my own solo show for our second AMA of the week. So we were on stage in the Weirdoverse on Monday, same slot, 5 p.m, and we covered a fair bit then. So there is a recording that you can go back to in the announcements channel now. So if you missed Monday's show, go back to the announcements, check out the recording. I also talk about some of the things that we covered, just very, very high level. If anyone wants to do a better summary than the one I cracked on with in 2 minutes this morning, feel free and you'll be rewarded with milk. I'm going to drop you a stealth raffle right now in the Rumble Royale channel. So for the next 2 minutes, the guys that turned up on time get to take part in the Rumble Royale channel right now. I can see that flying. Flying because of you guys, or flying because we have some naughty people in our community? That is a question that we are dealing with behind the scenes, you'll be pleased to know. So it's just me, solo show. This is going to be a quicker AMA than Monday, where we had Crypto Jack and me, and we had a bunch of your community questions, which I am thinking we have mostly answered at this point for the guys in the audience today. I do have a couple of things which I've got queued up, and I will get to them in a minute. But I think from what I've got, it's looking like we're going to run for maybe half an hour to an hour today, rather than the big near 2 hour bumper special that we carried on with on Monday. Okay, so if you want to come up on stage at some point and ask questions, the floor's yours. Just raise your hand, I'll bring you up and we'll chat, even if it's just a case of saying, hey, I want to say hi. Maybe you've got something more you want to share. Maybe you want to tell us how you're feeling about the project. Maybe you've got a really specific question. But whatever it is, we're here. Take your time. We've got the AMA questions channel as well. You can find that if you scroll down on the left-hand side, all the way down to the lower court. AMA questions down there. That's where I'm collecting all of them from. That's where I'm going to keep going back to during the show. I've got someone that wants to either say hi or come straight up on the stage. So Caio, who I've been speaking to in the lodge a fair bit recently, is going to join me right now on the stage. Caio, or Q, you're going to tell me how to say it now, aren't you? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How's it going?
I just want to say hi. You said
Great.
I can say hi, right?
That's what this is for. You
Yeah.
can say hi, you can go further, you can say hi and bye, you can ask questions, you can tell us how you're feeling. The floor's yours.
Hi guys. Weirdo is number 1.
This is the Stealth Faction Challenge campaign, isn't it? I can see you're a weirdo, right? Not the state.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo.
There we go. There we go. Vote. So vote for weirdo from Caio. Well, it's great
Yeah,
to
it's
talk to you.
weirdo for me.
We've had a load of conversation in the lodge, so it's nice to hear your voice. I'm going to drop you back to the audience, and one of the things I want to cover is just what we've done since Monday. Okay, so yesterday we had an absolute disaster on the game front in the community. We had our Pictionary slot rugged by the Gartic bot, which has either gone under maintenance or had some issues in our server, shall we say. Still haven't fixed it. We went from a rugged game of Pictionary in Milk Games over to Rumble Royale, which was going under maintenance as well. So I was dying to lose my patience, and my apologies to everyone who caught me at my worst hour as I was trying to pivot to another game. So we ended up at the very last minute organising some impromptu poker, which we are doing later in the week still, but it is a tried and trusted favourite of the community. Not everybody's favourite. I heard that loud and clear, loud and clear yesterday, but we did manage still to get 275 of you sat at tables at short notice, which was amazing. It's a really tricky one because when you get to 200 in the Poker Now website, it locks out and you can't sign up. So there was a load of people waiting to sit at a table who couldn't join because we maxed out at the 200 tournament cap. ran the tournament. There's about 60, 70 of you all sitting on the outside waiting to be let in, but I couldn't let you in, so I'm sorry about that. We span up a new tournament quickly, and a load of people joined that. Whether it was the same people that missed out on the first one, I don't know, but we got there in the end. We were able to distribute some creamless spots and spray out some milk in the community. So we got there. It was ugly. We're learning here. We're working on it, but it was a good test of our ability to pivot anyway. But glad to put that behind us. We also announced our winners of last week's cooking contest, Wait My Plate. And if you are familiar with that channel, one more step, if you don't know where that channel is anymore, make sure you go to the info center. The info center now is your gateway to the channels in the retreat, which is our milk-free zone. I keep saying that on the AMA, it's our milk-free zone. Go to the info center, click on the pizza icon, and you get the Wait My Plate channel back. And it also assigns you the foodie role. So if you get pings from that channel, you've opted in. So really it's a case of being able to control the amount of pings the server gives you as well, which is something that we're experimenting with and trying to improve on as we move forwards, as we start getting busier and have more things to say, quite honestly. So the winner of Wait My Plate on the weekend was Danny Bell Crypto, who made the food version of Val, the weirdo from Series 2. Incredible. It looked like a delicious sort of scrambled egg scenario with some balsamic vinegar spots for the hair. I think balsamic vinegar. I mean, you correct me, Danny. And then you've got some leaves and a walnut shape, or a hat, walnut shaped like a hat for Val's hat, all in the shape of Val. It's actually too delicious, but I mean, for the creativity, we couldn't not award it the winning prize. Okay, so congratulations. We also had some video submissions which went above and beyond. So anybody who posted a video submission got more rat milk. I didn't say that in the competition rules. I didn't want to influence what people were doing, but those that put the extra effort in got the extra reward. We also had far too many nice looking dishes. That wasn't the aim of the contest. If anyone's been to the original Rate My Plate website on Facebook, as a Facebook group, the whole point of that and its popularity is that it's dishes which people think are nice but are actually disgusting, and the feedback they get and the comments they get on what they thought was nice but isn't nice is why it's so funny and why it's so popular. Millions and millions of people like that page, and that's why. We had loads of nice looking stuff. I wanted to eat half of it. So look, we gave out milk for anyone who submitted an effort, wanted to reward everyone taking part and submitting their delicious meals, but I needed some more disgusting meals. That was the point. We needed it thrown down and dropped and flapped about and weird colors. You know, that was kind of the aim of the game, but we got some really cool submissions. So thank you, all of you, for everything that you did on that as well. What have we got on for the rest of the week now? Well, the next thing on our community events list is bingo. We've got bingo coming up soon. That might end up having to be pushed back by an hour. I'm going to announce that in the channel probably straight after this AMA. Crypto Jack, who isn't here on today's AMA, will be on a different AMA with me in a couple of hours' time on a different server. So we are out of action. And I hold the bingo account, so I can't be in two places at once. And that is why we're going to have to tinker with the schedule. And we'll probably try and run it more like 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. UTC. So an hour and a half delay. That sort of idea is what we're playing with behind the scenes. I'll announce something and change the event fairly shortly. However, our quiz this evening is still going ahead. We did push that back an hour as well, just to get some more support for the awarding of prizes and dropping the questions into the channel from the moderation team. So we are now running that midnight UTC this evening. You'll see that in your events listing. If you go to events at the very top left corner, you'll be able to see all the stuff that we've got lined up for the rest of the week, and the time is displayed in your local time zone. So no need to convert. It's there. It's ready to go. It's a general knowledge quiz of everything to do with weirdos. I'm going to say no more because it's going to test your general knowledge. That's the point. We're not going to let you rehearse and prepare a certain thing. It's going to test a load of different things, okay? And we're going to run that in Milk Games, the Milk Games channel from midnight UK. Tomorrow we are sticking with poker. It is a community favourite and it continues to be so. So we're going to run with poker tomorrow evening and Friday morning in the UK, which will be good for the US and good for Asian time zones. Not so good if you're in the UK or Europe and don't have kids and like a lion, because I should be there. I'll probably be there at the first dawn, but most people won't. Okay, so it's just the idea of this is to give everyone a chance to play. Most of you know this by now. Many of you are still joining us for the first time, both on today's AMA and generally in the server this week. We're up to 24,000 in the server, so huge round of applause to all of you for keeping this going as we get closer and closer to the cloning event. It's just phenomenal to see. There's so many people here now. So we'll give that a chance, then we'll try and fix Gartic Bot and drop that in on Friday. We'll do something on Friday with Gartic so that we actually get people what they originally had on their schedule. We've kind of reward the fastest internet with Gartic, I know that, and it's pretty anxiety-inducing for some as you see the thousands of answers just filling the page on Milk Games. But look, it's the one thing that we do that embraces the carnage. So if you like chaos, we'll drop you an event and we'll get Pictionary going again on Friday. Saturday is the end of the Faction Challenge. Faction Challenge has been running pretty much ever since I joined Team Weirdo, and the factions are Weirdos or the State. And in the past, it used to be about who grew their faction by the largest percentage in a given week. We've changed the rules this week. It's now about the faction that makes the most milk per faction member in 1 week. Okay, so don't think about the total amounts that you see when you play the milking game. It's not the total amount divided by the total in your faction. It's the change in the milk from last Saturday to this Saturday, the 1 week amount of milk you have created. So what you did before last Saturday does not count. Okay, it's in the past. Started on Saturday. That's why you've got to keep playing the rat milking game. That's why you've got to turn up to the community games, because every time we award milk from a mod and you're in a faction, it's going to count towards that total, that average milk earned per faction member. And the faction that's the most productive this week is going to be the winner. We're going to drop some cream lists their way. We're going to drop more milk their way, which means more cream lists when the farm shop opens. In fact, the most popular question I've had this week, and I know that because I've answered it 100 times in the server across different places, is when is the farm shop open next? That's all people have been asking me all week. When is the farm shop open next? We don't know. Simple answer, we don't know. What I do know is it will be open at least once, probably several times before the cloning event, before pre-sale. So if you're sitting on rat milk and you're desperately trying to convert it into a creamless spot, do not worry. You will get your chance when the farm shop next opens. There will be an opportunity to convert your milk into cream list. Okay, it will be first come first serve when it opens, so you'll have to wait for the announcements channel. We might signpost it before, so you've got some time to get ready for it, but you will have a shot at buying cream list from the shop next time it opens. I'm not saying when, because we're not confirming that yet, but it will happen soon. You won't be waiting forever. That wraps up the farm shop, except for how you do it. So I've had some questions around where I find the shop. How do I get the shop? So look, some of you know this because you've been around for months. Some of you turned up on Tuesday. Okay, so we've just got to explain from the beginning for people who are just discovering what the Weirdos is all about for the very first time. And in bot commands, you can do a bunch of different things in the Weirdoverse. If you want to access the farm shop, which is closed at the moment, by the way, but if you want to learn the command beforehand so that when it does open, you're ready to go, all you do is type /shop in the bot commands channel. Only in the bot commands channel. It won't work anywhere else. Get yourself in bot commands, type /shop, and when the shop's open, you'll be able to follow instructions and there'll be a button to press. It will tell you the price We've not confirmed the price either. Last time the shop opened, it was 11 mils. Could be anything next time. We've always said that from the very beginning. The farm conversion rates are volatile. Okay, we live in crypto land, so price goes up, price goes down. Devs check price, add price. Might be good price. Who knows? We'll just have to wait. Okay, but we'll confirm that on the day of opening. So, on to some very quick AMA questions, and this might end up being one of the quickest shows that we've had because there's not as much to go on in the AMA questions channel as there has been in previous sessions. So I'm just going to start from the beginning. Super Luma asks, does the Weirdos NFT have any political meaning behind it? Or is it just part of the universe because the lore is kind of like a wacky version of 1984 and I love it? I think this is going to be one of those questions that I will touch at surface level and butcher without Ghost Breath himself explaining his thought process and his mind that goes into the story and the lore. But yes, it's political. I think when you think about the nature of the state and the weirdos, we talked about this on, I think it was the Twitter Spaces last Thursday when Kerno and I were up on the public stage. And if you think about the spirit of the weirdos, you know, they've set up a counterculture away from the state. To be hidden from the state, they had to be resourceful and inventive, but they're also liberal and fiercely determined to maintain that liberal lifestyle, which was being crushed by the thought controlling, everything controlling state, who decided your ability to reproduce, your ability to live, the kind of comfortable life and society that you would be able to attain. And they're the sort of left-leaning liberal side of the project. So if you think about politics as right and left, the state would be the conservative right and the liberal left would be the weirdos. So look, it's not as clean and clear as that, but those are the generalizations that come into parts of the collection and some of the characters that come from it. But if you're asking sort of about the characters as a political meaning, there's a bunch of different reference points. So when you look at particularly Series 3, which is a great example of this, there are tons of pop culture references from politics, from crypto, celebrities, from tech. You can pretty much see a handful of, you know, famous people in there for a variety of things. You know, are they people like, you know, our Mark Zuckerberg style puppet master character? You can make your analogies and political inferences from scanning the collection, particularly Series 3, because that starts introducing the whole opposition to the weirdos in much more structured form. And as we go into the cloning event, that will start becoming very profound as you get into the sub factions beneath the weirdos and beneath the state, which we talked about as well. I'm getting pinged in the lodge, so before I go on to the next question, see if that's worth getting into. Don't think so. Cool. So will there be, Super Loom also asks me, will there be statist and weirdos art? Sorry if this has already been asked. I'm new here. Well, firstly, Super. There will be statist and weirdos art. Yeah, absolutely. The collection will be 50-50 between weirdos and state, which is quite exciting. Now, the sub-factions will be in different quantities and rarities, but the general split between the sides will be half and half. We also have had this question asked a few times in the chat over the last week as well. And it's, if I am a weirdo by my allegiance and my Discord role, does that change or increase my chances or guarantee my chances of minting a weirdo or a state? And the answer is no. Your affiliation in Discord and on the website is completely disconnected, not related to whether or not you mint a weirdo or a state clone. That is completely random and separate to your affiliation. Okay, so it's going to be really interesting when we get to the mint. People really identify with one side over the other, and they get the wrong one if they get a weirdo clone when they're state. Do they Do they want to buy a steak one and do they want to sell their weirdo one? I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how the mechanics of that really play out, because what I'm seeing in the lodge and in the faction channels, there's a real us and them mentality developing between the two sides. It's a bit of fun and it's great to see. I love it. But look, you can't spend weeks and weeks assuming the identity of one side over the other and then want the other token in some cases. I can see how that's going to become a thing for people. So yeah, we're going to figure out whether or not that's an interesting part of the deal as we move forward. But yeah, there will be state clones, and you may want one, you may not. Who knows? Let's keep going. Joe Smani asks, if already have 11 mils of rat milk, how can I trade for the cream list? Okay, we kind of touched on this with the farm shop chat. So firstly, 11 mils was the price of a cream list spot from the farm shop the last time it opened, but that is not the price going forwards. It might be, but it's probably going to change. And we've talked about that in our economic update as well. The amount of inflation in the rat milk economy, driven by the number of times people have played the game, has just pumped an enormous amount of extra rat milk into the Weirdoverse, and we've got to do something with it. So watch out, because there's a good chance that the price will increase. It's also been hinted at in different conversations across the server and also just on previous AMAs as well. So if you've got 11 mils, keep going. You might need more. But that's how you're going to be able to trade for the cream list when the farm shop next opens. And Kelly, who's been on stage and said, well, hello, said, just one question. I've been dying to buy the cream list on the shop, but it now said it was limited. Not limited, just closed. It will be ultimately limited because we've talked about how we're going to issue the cream list in general on a previous AMA, and we said that we're not going to over allocate cream list spots. Okay, so we've got 9,272 clones to mint in the generative. We are not going to issue more cream list spots than that. Okay, we're not over allocating, and we don't want there to be a gas war or some kind of FOMO induced purchase, which is going to be the case of if you've got a pre-sale spot, you'll be fine. Really want to make that clear, because that's not what we're about. You're going to have your time and your opportunity to buy on the pre-sale if you've got a spot. Event trains, high event trains. What are some of the marketing plans once the cloning event is sold out, and how can the community help? That's a great question. I'm going to park that for when we've got the full team here. Okay, so I'll take that one away. We are so focused on the cloning right now that we're going to talk about our marketing launch post mint closer to the time. It's a bit early to start talking about our detailed plans there. We do have those conversations behind the scenes, and we do have plans, but look, it's very similar to our utility conversations that we've had in previous AMAs. We're so laser focused on getting this amazing PFP project out into the world, and for it to be done correctly and crisp and clean and executed well, going to require everybody's focus, from the devs, CryptoJack, Kerno, myself, to just get right, get the plane landed perfectly. So we'll talk about that stuff soon. I will take it away, and I'm not ignoring it at all, but we'll have to come back to it another time. We've had conversations about this, Bob. What will rat milk's utility be after the mint? And will we still be able to milk the rat after mint? Second one, yes, we'll keep the rat milking game alive. You don't have to worry. We're not rugging you on the rat milking game anytime soon. What will the utility be after the mint? Well, look, we've talked about this before. I don't want to hammer it home. Check the previous recording by all means, but the use of rat milk will continue in the Weirdoverse beyond the generative, beyond the cloning event. Okay, we're not telling you what it's exactly going to be used for, which things on the detailed roadmap that we're going to link it to, but you can assume that if you've got a surplus of rat milk that you don't need above and beyond what you need to obtain your cream list spots, however many that is you're going to want to need and have, it will still be put to use in the future. So you don't need to worry about excess rat milk. Okay, we have plans for rat milk. It will be used. It will be interesting. Watch this space. But as we've just said in the previous answer, we are focused with laser precision on the cloning event. When open shop, the previous answers. Why isn't the Rat Milk game link posted in the official links channel? Seeing Sounds says, good question. Because the official links channel is massively out of date. So big issue on my to-do list. I keep saying today, every day this week, and then the community stuff takes over. So I've got to take some time away from the server to get this stuff updated. But official links are getting started channel and FAQs are all in dire need of a modernization and an overhaul, and it will be me doing it very soon. So I am aware that the Rat Milk game isn't posted there, but it will be. We'll get a total reorganization of the things that people need to know on landing into this server in those 3 channels, because that's where most people tend to land. Okay, so yeah, I get that. I hear that. This opens the floor to potential scammers from people just shooting links around Discord, maybe pin it to each faction's respective chat with some details on the game approach for new people. Details on the game approach for new people. We're not giving you details on the game approach, actually. We're leaving it to the community to educate each other. And that's the beauty of the factions, okay? That's why. I mean, you're a weirdo, so I don't really want to know what's going on in your faction, but over in the state, we're a pretty organized bunch, okay? We have had all manner of conversations, collaborating on the most optimum number of clicks. How you can work together as a team is entirely up to you, weirdos, but look, as far as I'm concerned, the state are doing a pretty good job on getting that stuff sorted as a team. So yeah, when new people arrive, we need them in factions. We need to get them over to bot commands and typing /faction and choosing a side so that they can get that welfare from your state or weirdo faction too, okay? How will we keep it weird after Mint? Bob. I want you to answer that, Bob. How are you going to keep it weird after the Mint? You know, I mean, we're going to be here. We're going to be giving you stuff to do. You know, there's going to be some framework for how we want to talk, how we want to get things done over here. How are you going to keep it weird after the Mint? Are you here just to talk pre-sale? Are you here just to get the cream list? Or is there more to it for you? It's an open question, in fact, not just Bob. How does everyone want to keep it weird after the Mint? Tell me what you want to know about that, because, look, we're nothing without a community, okay? Otherwise, it's just me talking in the open to nobody, like today. Starting to get used to the sound of silence, though, so that was weird. The first time I did that, talking on stage on my own to nobody, it's pretty weird. So yeah, anyone who wants to come up, you're very welcome. When shop, when mint price. We've dealt with the shop, when mint and mint price. Neither of which are being confirmed today, but we said on Monday that when we announce the mint price, we will be locking in a price 10 days out from the pre-sale. So in effect, when we announce the price, we're announcing the mint date in one go. And we're not far away. We talk about early April in our Twitter bio, in our conversations. So look, we're not far away, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to do it for everybody in an organized way at the right time. You'll get that information soon, and you won't be waiting long. You'll have the opportunity to organize your funds, your creamless spots, converting your milk. Everything will be in order by the time we get there, and you'll have plenty of time to figure out what it is you want to do as well. Okay? Hello, show is okay. Thanks, Bob. I like okay. I'll take okay, in fact. It'd be great if Jack was here. I mean, he is great, but I'll take okay. Morix the Weirdo, with the amount of milk held by the members versus the amount of creamless left, are there any concerns of oversupply of creamless? Good question, but no, there is no real concerns about the oversupply of creamless because that's up to us to control. Okay, we have the ability to throttle that in any number of different manners and methods that we have at our disposal. So we control when the shop opens and when it closes, how much things cost. It's up to us. Okay, but we're making a pledge that we're not over allocating any creamless spots above and beyond the number of tokens there are in the world to purchase. So yeah, it will feel like, I'm sure it will feel like there are not enough creamless spots, but that's because there's probably more people in the community that want to buy a token than there are tokens. which is great in some ways, but some people will inevitably miss out as a result. And I guess that's what secondary markets are for. I guess that's what the competitions are going to be for as we get closer as well, because we're holding some back for games, we're holding some stuff back so that people who come in late are not completely closed out on this process. Okay, one of the things I really don't like is finding a project that as a collector, I'm saying now as a collector, finding a project I really vibe with and really want to be part of, but I only found it 6 days out from the mint, and it's all done, all whitelist, all fully allocated weeks ago. Everything is just about building the hype and the FOMO at that point, and whether or not I can buy on secondary for an inflated price. Right, I get that. Outside of my control to some extent, but it would be lovely if we still had a small amount of interest for people who arrive late, who would love to be a weirdo. And I don't just mean acquiring a token to sell. I mean like they get it. They're like a lot of the guys who are already in the server or who have been here for months and months and months and really do get it. Maybe they've just discovered us today. So let's give those guys a bit of a chance. You've all got a head start, okay, because you're here, you're collecting, and you're having fun, hopefully having fun in the process. But those guys need a chance too, and they're probably, the later it goes, the less chance they have of collecting however many mils it's going to take to convert that in the farm shop as well. So that's where the games become really important, because it's a short circuit to victory. But the chances of that are much, much lower, of course, as well. So it's going to be tough. But look, it's a balancing act. There's just a lot of you out there, and that's part of our job, is to get people excited, right? But hey, we'll do what we can. Keep going. Keep going. Who's next? Yomi says, "Hi Cheadle, could you share what is currently being done to deal with bots in the server?" No, for good reason, because we don't want the people running the bots to know what we're doing to eliminate it. But trust us when I say we have some of the sharpest minds in Web3 on the dev team and CryptoJack looking at this problem and addressing it in a way which I think people are going to be quite pleasantly surprised by, put it that way. I don't want to give people any indication of the method or the approach or how it's going to feel as a result. Nothing. All you need to know is that it's firmly on our radar. We've been talking about it in our AMAs. We've been talking about it in announcements. We've given people every opportunity to say to pack up and stop what they're doing. But we have methods. We will be implementing them, and it will be beneficial to genuine single collectors who want to buy this project. I'm not going to say more. Okay. But trust us. I think this is a little bit like the utility conversation. If you can trust us to deliver and execute on a number of different points as we get into this generative, I feel like we will have built the trust to execute on a roadmap when we're being quite deliberately vague about the things that are coming in the Weirdoverse beyond the initial NFT, because we do have a strong track record of a number of different things, like minting a Genesis series off our own contract, and the rat milking game that just got dropped, without any warning. We just created a game. Here you go, have a game. And so this is the kind of team that you've got to bank on. I always say this when I think about other projects, and being on a project team for the first time, it feels weird saying this now and probably arrogant, but you should bet on teams. Okay, always bet on teams. Don't bet on how many things they can tick off in the roadmap. If I come up here and you don't know who I am, and I just say Metaverse, DAO, merch, token, airdrop, it doesn't matter. If the team isn't trustworthy and not able to execute on those things, or they're not doing them for the right reasons, it's all pointless. It's not adding any value to your token anyway. So trust the team, back the team. They have already got a strong track record in what they've done to date. They'll continue to deliver. And in the background, they are delivering on your point, Yongi. Okay. Super excited about that, but I'm going to say nothing more. Oh, Smallly, can we screenshot and provide proof for our Smallverse role if we are staking or farming currently? Sure you can. Yeah, of course you can. Just raise a ticket. One of us will add the role for you. Not a problem. I mean, I'll do it now because I sort of spoken to you before. I trust you. Just drop us the screenshot. One of us will tag you with the Smallverse role as well. The Smallverse channel is now being retired, I believe. If I'm right in saying that. So our partner channels, some of you might not be in partner servers, so it's worth saying this for everybody's sake, but we have been bringing people in from other NFT projects by invitation from the other server to say, hey, come and check out the Weirdos. And we run some milk and creamless raffles for those groups on very limited numbers, but nevertheless, it's an opportunity to get into our world. But we tend to run those things on short time frames, like 2 days, a day, 2 days, 3 days. And then once we've used it for that purpose, we archive the channel and we want people to join the general conversations that everyone else is having, whether it's in the lodge, whether it's in the faction channels. Come and join us. Don't just hang out in your little clique from another project. We're weirdos. We embrace it. Embrace the weird. Come and join us. And comfortably close to the next person. Bob, you've asked this already, so I'm going to ignore it. How will milk be utilised after the mint, and how will we keep it super weird after the mint? We've answered the first bit. You're going to answer the second bit, Bob. So crack on with that and give me a good answer. Rumble Royale needs to be gated, only open to stay on Weirdos. We'll bear that in mind. Don't worry about our bot solution, is all I'm going to say, just generally right now. Don't worry about bots. We have bots in our sites. You will not miss out on the things you want to do because of bots. Some of the numbers will look pretty alarming. If you've been around for a while, some of the numbers have jumped in recent times because people are gaming the system. We know this. But they're not going to affect your ability to buy an NFT or as many NFTs as you ultimately probably will want to do. Okay, so just take a step back and work with us on this. Don't need to come up with bot solutions on our behalf. We got this. Have you guys considered implementing dynamic NFTs in which the weirdos and state can evolve with time? Hey, great suggestion. I'm not close enough at all to answer that question from Ghost Brett's mind, but it does remind me that we've not had the architect on here for some time, very deliberately, because he is fully head down getting our cloning event into the right place for the right time, and we are keeping a protective bubble around Ghost Breath as he works his creative genius on finishing the final pieces of that puzzle. Which is going great, by the way, and I can't wait to drop a sneak peek in on you this week, which I talked about on Monday. But there's the welfare again. The re-welfare is that you'll be getting some sneak peeks this week. So I'm super excited to drop those into the community, and it'll be in this Discord. It won't be on Twitter. It won't be in the outside world. You guys here, who are the most connected to us, will see it first. All right. Good. Who else? Anybody else? Range of possible min price. No, we're not giving you a range. We're not talking about min price today. We'll make it fair. We'll make it reasonable. We are led by a lot of community concerns about stuff like this. I'm not going to say any more today, but it will be fair and it will be reasonable, and it will not be an egregious number that I've seen on some projects. Let's say that. Will the cloned weirdos come with names and/or background biography? Says Tano. Hey, great question. Possibly. Because if you go into the Genesis collection, everyone probably knows this, but it's well worth saying. They all have their own bio and their own backstory, and it all builds part of the lore and the story. We are doing some magic on that behind the scenes, and I'm not going to say any more today. I think there's a chance that CryptoJack has said more than this in the past, but because I can't remember how far he's gone with it, I'm going to leave some of that just as some suspense for today. But let's just say we have some ideas around how to bring the clones to life. Okay. Uh, there we go. Prof. Non-Fungible E says, question. Bio says Ghost Breath has done award-winning work, but does not say where the award-winning work is. Where can I find this? I'll get you a link. We'll sort that out. Okay, fair enough. I don't have it to hand, but we'll get you something. Great AMA. Most fun Discord I'm in. Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Love it. God of Thunder, going into the cloning phase of the current roadmap. When will we see the next roadmap being released? So are you asking about the roadmap after the roadmap? As in roadmap 2.0? We haven't done roadmap 1.0, God of Thunder. What the hell are you talking about? When's roadmap 3.0? Good question, Bob. I'll do roadmap 4.0 as well while we're here, before the first NFT project. Yeah, good question. Good point, Mel. When Infinity and beyond. BAYC. I always come back to the pinnacle. They didn't do roadmap 2.0 from the beginning. Why would we do it before the first mint? I don't get that. Furious. Someone's got their hand up. I've just come back. Super Luma. I'm going to bring you up, and you're going to be sprung into action. Super. Hi. You asked me some questions. Oh, we love you. Hi.
Hello, Cheddar State. Hello, everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How about you?
Great. Yeah, good. Energized now. I've got some people to talk to.
I just wanted to ask a quick question, for a beginner. What are the different ways for me to acquire milk?
Cool question. Thank you for asking that, because it gives me a chance to reel it all off for everybody again. So, yeah, that's a good point, because we cater for an audience that understands us in these. We've got lots and lots of new people joining every day. So, how do you earn rat milk? There's several ways.
Mm-hmm.
We run rat milk raffles. Can't say that 1,000 times like a tongue twister. Rat milk raffles in various channels through the day, through the night, all around the clock. So the Play Park is our major large raffle, and we run that every few hours, different times. It's a bit random, but you can get pinged in there if you want to stay close to the Play Park channel. We do smaller raffles in a variety of channels, so individual factions, the State and Weirdo channels, they get theirs. And the winner of the faction challenge each week gets more milk the following 24 hours as well. So if you're part of a faction, you'll get loads more milk. We do milk awards in between playing games. If you check the community events listings in the announcements channel, there's a ton of stuff that gets dropped into the channel that people are playing in, like the Play Park. So milk games is a good example of that, where we're playing. There's hundreds of people in there, and we'll just drop a raffle while it's all going on to reward the people who are there and who have turned up and are taking part. And then we do some smaller stuff as well for certain groups, depending on whether the conversation's going well or how it's playing. So that brings me to my other point. We, as a moderator team and Team Weirdo, have the power to award milk directly to individual people. So we call it weirdfulness in the Weirdoverse. Weirdfulness is a blend of being weird, funny, kind, helpful, all of the above, one of the above, but at a really elite level, a high level of weirdfulness can be awarded milk. In a very, very exceptional case, we also can spot award cream list. Okay. I don't want people performing for me as a result of knowing that. Just, I know that's like an inevitable thing that you get when people have the power to do things. Okay. We don't really want people begging. We've had this conversation at Monday's AMA. We've created an economy where people need milk, and we'll ask questions around how to acquire it, like this. But what we also get as a byproduct of that is people begging and going, "Give me milk! I need it now." Everyone's going to make it if they just play the rules and play the games. So that's the thing that's worth remembering. Not to you, Super, just like as a general broadcast to the Weirdoverse. Don't beg. We've started to put people in rehab with mixed results, I would say. I don't think they've all been a unanimous success. As a playful thing, we're not actually putting people in jail and proper time out. It's a bit of fun. There is no milk there, though. That's the point of a rehab clinic. If you think of it, the British reference is the Priory, but everyone's got their addiction clinics all over the world, and it's total blanket ban of milk. In fact, if anything, we rehabilitate you through the power of Ghost Brett's art and bring you back to center on the thing that matters the most, which is what we're here for, the weird art. So the other final point is actually winning those games as well from the community schedule. So we'll throw up bingo games, poker, Pictionary, all these community specials that we cycle through. And the winners of those competitions also get their prizes of milk. Art contests, food contests, they're all milk related prizes in the Weirdoverse. And we've been spraying it in the last few weeks. And the final version, the final method as well, which we talked about at the beginning of the AMA, but it's really important to recap it, the rat milking game on the website. If you go to theweirdos.com, you will only be able to see it if you are affiliated with a faction. So make sure you get your /faction done in bot commands, the bot commands channel. And then you can play the rat milking game every 2 days. So you're on a 48-hour cooldown once you've played it, but you will get the chance to play it and extract your own milk. But it doesn't just go to you, it contributes to your faction as well. So bear that in mind. Did I say 5 different ways there? But there's a ton of different ways for you to obtain milk in the Weirdoverse.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the info.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for letting me answer it all over again. So I've now got, I don't know how on earth I'm going to pronounce this. You're on mute though. And can you tell me how to pronounce your name as well? Hi. Wello.
Hi guys. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very loudly and clearly. Yeah, how are you?
So I didn't have any questions, but I just wanna cheer up for you and your team, cause I love the method that your community just spread the milk and also the cream list. That's the clever method, I think, because in the another project I just found the most of people just begging about the whitelist. So
Yeah.
I just clever about your method that you just send some people to the some private channel and you just convince them and you just bring him back to the to this community and he or she will just changing from the previously. I just I just think that is the clever method. So I just want to share up only just for share up to you and your team, and I love the weirdo also the states. Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. Shower them with love and with art is my mantra. Love and art in the clinic. We are not really interested in banning people unless things have gone way beyond the community rules. And I hope those of you that have seen me in action with that have taken that to heart already. You know, people are experimenting here with being weird and using like a character, either as a state character or a weirdo character. So people are often talking in character, not as their true like IRL personality. The kind of the cool thing about this project, you know, you get the chance to sort of explore a bit, play if you're a Genesis holder, particularly, you know, like it might be your PFP and you might be living the bio, you know, in the server. So people are going to say some weird things at times, but there's a line and there's a rule here where we're saying to people, if you are not checking in with the vibe of the room, things will go wrong. If you're not really sure how things are landing, just pause and wait and see. You're just going just headlong into what it is you want to do. There might be problems and we need to talk. So look, there's always a way around these things, and I don't like kicking people unless they're malicious actors, you know, from a security perspective, or genuinely truly toxic. And that's it's going to take some going to shock me, particularly in the context of being in the Weirdos. Okay, so we are pretty tolerant here, and I think that's a really healthy mindset to keep in the community for each other as well. Try not to get too offended as well. Try not to get too outraged, and try not to say too many outrageous things that are going to upset people. It's all about being kind, but being funny as well. Weirdfulness. Keep it weirdful. What else have we got? WL every day. I hope that doesn't stand for whitelist. WL. We only have cream lists in the Weirdoverse. WL every day. What are the functions of the faction we choose exactly? I'm not sure what that question means. Could you drop another sentence into the AMA questions channel and just follow up on what you mean by the function of the faction? Quite a nice tactile sentence, that, the function of the faction. Prof non-fungible.eth with the difficult questions again. Oh, one more question. The project is kind of adult. Any issues in OpenSea censoring this or not allowing it? Not sure what their rules are, but my worry is that the nudity issues might restrict how public we can get. Don't forget, we've already got Genesis collections out and have had them for months. So it's important to recognise that that's a precedent in and of itself as well. I don't have a legal answer for that, and don't think OpenSea necessarily acts in a rational and consistent way across any of their collections. So I'm not sure there's necessarily going to be a clean answer for that unless CryptoJack on Mute has a really definitive answer. But I think we're going to be able to say, by reference to our Genesis collection, we feel pretty comfortable that any sort of nudity from the nudist of the collection are going to be taken as the spirit is intended in a cartoon format, with the context of the whole story around it. So I'm not personally concerned. I might be being too bullish, but I don't know of examples that have been pulled for obscenity in that regard in the past. Educate me though, because I used to be a collector and I don't recall great examples of that. And there's also nude art as well. If you think about photography, which is fair game, it's not always censored. I don't think it's ever censored from my recollection, but you never know with OpenSea. I do accept the concern. It's probably something that I need to study up on and make sure that we're in a good place on as well. So again, asking the tough questions. Thank you though. Good stuff. Good content. Bob says, have you seen the Pooping Ladies NFT? Yes, I was talking about this in my Twitter DMs this morning. It's all I've got in my DMs except for the one real person that messaged me. So that's why I don't check my Twitter DMs. I don't like my Discord DMs because of all the scams as well. So chat to me in here. General rule: chat to me in the open. If it's super personal, raise a support ticket, and then only I'll see it. So just think about that. What else? What else we got? Will there be more milk game? Yes, Kamazu. There will be more milk game. Definitely, love it. Right, 354. In less than 20 words, why should people join the state? I like that one. 20 words or less. Join the state because we are more organised and have purer milk. Done. More milk, purer milk. The Weirdos wee in their milk. I don't know if anyone knows that. It's a terrible supply that they've got, and they serve it at the bar as well. It's disgusting. But then maybe you are disgusting. Who knows? Who else have we got? You guys, says Kamazu. It's not for you. I don't know who you're talking about. Better not be me. I'm married. Kate and Jack. What's green and invisible? Oh God. Dare I ask? Is the state more of a Big Brother from 1984 or the world state in A Brave New World? Good question. Let me put that to Ghost Breath because he's not here to give the really sort of definitive cultural references behind that sort of Big Brother style global state concept. But it's a really good question. The answer could potentially be both in his mind. He takes a lot of broad references for his cultural inspirations for these sorts of things. So it might be both. Is a good answer potentially. And where did the inspiration for the project come from? Same answer. So we do need a Ghost Breath session again, but as I said earlier, we really want to protect him and get the generative over the line and just be super focused on the best possible quality of the final steps of the collection that he's already produced at scale, and it's fucking awesome. Can't wait to show the sneak peek to the community this week. It's gonna be excellent and exciting, and I can't speak highly enough of it. That might be it from me, unless there are new questions. We're just coming up to the hour, so I've got a dash at 6 anyway. Got some family time to get in before Jack and I are dropping on a different server for an AMA in 7 p.m. UK, 8 p.m. Norway, Jack. So you're ahead of us in the future, no less. I'm just going to take the last couple here before I switch off. So, is this a PFP project? Yes, but it will be more. It will be more. This is a PFP. Are any plans of building a game world in Sandbox and using NFTs, avatars, or such? You might have joined late, so we'll just quickly recap. We're not talking about roadmap specifics, but we're definitely building a Weirdoverse. We are absolutely committed to months and months of planning to think about the world beyond a PFP NFT project. Okay, so we've got a track record of delivering on a bunch of different things already, and we feel very strongly that we're going to delight and surprise and over-deliver on the roadmap going forward. So I feel super excited about the things that we're going to do to make Ghost Breath artistic creations come to life in loads of different ways, and it will be loads of different ways. We're not just lobbing some merch at you and walking off into the sunset. You've got to trust us on that. We are getting very excited and serious about the world that we're building beyond the NFT project. So yeah, I'm getting some similar questions on that point. I just wanted to kill that one more time because we get it every week, and it's a super important question, but one which we feel very strongly about being close to our chest for now, and getting to the right place with the generative and pausing on it and really sort of basking in the success, hopeful success, but success of the PFP. Thanks for the AMA. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Since we are all weirdo, have you ever tried rat milk? I only drink rat milk. Kyo, what are you drinking? You don't milk other animals, do you? It's disgusting. Sit up, I think. Almost. Unless anyone's got anything else. We've done well, haven't we? That felt, well, it was a lot quicker, but it's amazing how quickly an hour goes when you're chatting nonsense on stage on your own. So, look, we're going to be back again next Monday. We're committed to a Monday and Wednesday cycle of this now, so you know where we are. It's always 5 p.m. UK. We'll do it twice a week. We'll have done the sneak peek by then as well, so maybe we'll have a chat about the collection, the upcoming cloning event. We'll be able to start talking about a faction, a sub-faction, so I'm super excited. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming, and yeah, check us out in the community, in the games, and stay tuned for announcements. We'll see you soon.